to the cloud. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to welcome to I1 Entertainment Gamers Paradise, Level 3. We are here at Level 3 Confessional with Sharonica. Sharonica, do you want me to start with asking questions, or you just want to start off with what is the most pertinent thing on your mind right now?
Oh shit. It's so hard because I used to be able to look back at my last confessional to see where I left off at, which I don't remember where I left off at on that one.
It was probably everything pre-King. So like King Benny face off and anything before that is probably where you left off. King getting evicted and anything after that is probably what you still got to talk about. So I can walk you through it if you want.
So when King got evicted, we went straight into the next comp, right?
Yeah. Y'all voted. Some of you voted. Like I saw a gotcha, I saw a random, I saw a couple of racing, and then there was Sandbox. So Sandbox was chosen. You all were forced to vote. The votes were revealed. You had the most. Sean had the next most. And then a power was played that put Benny up. You want to talk about that, and then we'll get to the corrector.
Okay. I'm not surprised Benny got saved off the block. We were plotting. What I didn't know is that people wanted to do racing. I just did racing because I was talking to Tasha about it, and she explained to me what it did. I was like, this is great because there's a lot of people that don't want to talk. There's people confronting me right now and they're not saying names. Like, I don't know where anyone stands. So this level would essentially reveal people's like totem pole, like their targets and all that good stuff. So I was like, this is great since I don't know what the fuck's going on. And apparently motherfuckers voted me up in Sandbox and it was like planned or some shit. And I was confused, but I wasn't too confused because like 5 minutes before the live, like I was speaking to Haley and Jackie, and earlier that day was Garrett, but they all try to warn me about Papa low key, but it was Tasha who was like real and mentioned the name. Like, nah, this nigga said this to me. So I don't know what you want to do with that. And then I confronted Haley and I was like, Haley, tell me what the fuck is going on. And the only way we could resolve this is with fucking names. And she was like, I'm not saying names, but I'll nod my head if you say a name. I was like, is it Papa? And she was like, she was crying the whole fucking time. It was funny. I'm mad production wasn't in there for that one because they were on live. But I was screaming at Haley. Like we were in a screaming match. And she was crying. I promise it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm like, shut up. Stop crying.
Did I miss that? What
I was like, shut up. Stop fucking crying, Haley. And then I was like, I believe you. Baby, I'm sorry. I got you. We gonna fix this. And then we both get voted up. Like as soon as we join the live and all this bullshit happens. And then I find out more afterwards and everything makes sense. It was like a fucking ayahuasca trip. It's like I took some drugs and then I saw reality.
Not the ayahuasca.
In an alternate dimension.
Why are you like this? I can't stand you.
I don't know. It just all made sense in like 5 seconds, but it dawned on me when Garrett first said something. He said, if that's the guy you're trusting your game to, well, it makes a lot of sense why your game's fucked. And that was the moment where I was like,
does that make you,
oh my God.
What does that say about Garrett? Does that like make you trust him? Make you feel like he has his finger on the pulse and that he's somebody you want to stand by? Or does that make you question or maybe even mistrust him because he might be smarter than he's letting on or something? Like, what's your opinion based off of, because you just said like It wasn't until Garrett.
I mean, it took Garrett long enough to low key tell me, and even then, he didn't directly tell me it was him. And it pisses me off. I can't work with someone like that that's scared to say a fucking name and shit, because that tells me you don't trust me. You working with their ass or some shit.
Do you think that's you could take a different perspective on it? Is it always necessarily you're not naming a name, that means I can't trust you? Or could you perceive it as you're not naming a name, maybe you work a little bit differently and it's going to take time for you to really get there with me? Is it always necessarily a bad thing?
That's what he was trying to say, and that's what I said to him, because he was like, oh, you know, we're different and I don't do that. And I'm like, well, yeah, we are different, but you know, that's why I'm in this position I'm in, I guess. But no, it just it gives off that you're playing the middle, really. It's a middle vibe, and I don't know how to feel about it. He might have my best interests, but you know, when you're playing the middle, it's so easy to flip around and flop and shit, flip flop into each boat and shit.
Do you think that in a game like this, where I mean, it's Big Brother, it feels like Big Brother sometimes, but it's not, in that these levels change all the time. Yeah, you got a HOH/CPU. Yeah, there's a corruptor/veto, but sometimes when you're CPU, you're not going to be able to, you don't nominate like traditionally. Sometimes when you win corruptor, you don't save somebody like a veto would all the time. Do you think because this game is there's so many working parts, that playing the middle might not necessarily be a bad thing? Is it bad for people not to know your cards fully in a game like this? With Big Brother, the level each week is the same. Each week you already anticipate what's coming. So if you're in an alliance and sides are drawn, you already know how next week's going to work, the layout of it. So if the cards are exposed, no harm, no foul, because you can anticipate it. But in this game where like there's 15 different wheels working at once, is it a bad thing to not have to be like, oh, I'm on this side or that side, because it works differently? What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, it's not that bad to play the middle, but you know, that's scary to trust someone that's playing the middle, for me personally. Because it's, for me, it's like either you fuck with me or you're not. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna come here and give me the heads up about something, name a name. If not, don't tell me at all. Because all you're gonna do is drive me fucking crazy. And then that's when I start going fucking crazy, saying too much, or in the chat, main chat or whatever. Like, I'd rather just not know. If you're not gonna tell me everything, don't tell me at all. And
you can't,
you know,
do you think that it is possible to differentiate between somebody coming to you and giving you heads up genuinely, and somebody coming and giving you a heads up wanting you to make it public and wanting you to freak out? Is there a difference when somebody comes and gives you a heads up and doesn't want to name a name?
I never thought of that, honestly, but that's a good thing to think about moving forward. But you know, my thing is, I don't know what I was
Oh,
going with
I
that.
know, your thing. I know your thing. I'm playing devil's advocate here. You know what I
I
mean? Like
know, but
I'm playing like the opposite flip of the coin, just to get brains working a little bit. You know, just I feel like that's how I like to run confessionals. You tell me something, I play the opposite scenario, just so I could
yeah,
see where
I
your head's at.
honestly, I do the same thing when I'm a host. When I'm co-hosting, I'm usually in charge of the diary room, so I do the same thing. So I know exactly what you're doing, but
Yeah. All right. So let's
my oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you had something else to say, because I was gonna just move us along.
Yeah, my thing is, I don't. This game is different than any other BB I've played, and so everything's, you can't like predict or expect things to happen. Um, and so you really gotta play like a low key game in this one. And that's what I plan on doing for moving forward, is not telling everybody what I hear, because that's part of the reason why it made Papa's lies look legitimate, because the same thing like was coming out of my mouth to them. So it was just, but see, he twisted it, so it made it look like I don't know what the fuck he did, but he fucked everything up for me in this game. If he wasn't in this game, everything would have been smooth with me right now. But it is what it is at this point. You can ask your next question.
So Corruptor was Brandon won the Corruptor, put up saved Sean. Were you surprised by that decision at all?
I literally had like 10 seconds to talk to him before I got cut off. Like, he took a long time talking to Benny. And then when he got to me, like, I didn't have time to plead my case. This is why I was like, can we just go to breakout rooms and get like a minute each or something? Because that was terrible. Like,
Got
that
it.
was terrible.
Noted for next time.
Yeah, like I lit like waiting for him to get done, and then I'm like, damn, when is my turn? And then by the time it was my turn, I didn't have time to talk to him. I couldn't even I couldn't do anything. So
Sorry,
I
I
was
think by
surprised.
that time I was over the night because like Drew's initial challenge didn't work out and it took forever. And then his replacement challenge was like the worst. It was like a good challenge because it was difficult and you had to use your brain, but like explaining it would took forever. And then like it was just awful. So like by the
I
time it came to like the results of everything, I was like, bitch, we gotta wrap this shit up because we've been here for 2
I
hours.
suck at shit. Like I didn't even try. But yeah, I'm not surprised he didn't pick me. I was surprised he picked Sean. I don't know what they got going on, but it seems like Sean has a lot of hands in different pots and shit. And he called me this morning to tell me the truth about some pregame alliance he was in with Billy and Papa and Jackie, and how they some podcast shit. But then he realized Papa was shitting on him and he was ready to take him out, and he was on my side and blah blah blah. That's why I'm feeling comfortable with him winning this, but I'm a little
Yeah,
paranoid. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
saw if you go back and look at the results when it was said that Sean won, I was looking specifically at you because like your odds of staying were better and worse depending on who won, right? And so
Right.
when Sean won, I looked at your face and it glue in
I was like,
elation. Like, were
it was,
you like, I know you're nervous now, but initially, like when you first won, were you just like, oh my God, I have a chance?
well, I was sitting there thinking, like, when all the people that could have possibly saved me, had the worst scores, I was like, okay, Sean's my only like shot here. So I kept saying to myself, like, come on, Sean, come on, Sean. Sean, please, like, please have the highest score. Like, while they were reading all the names, I was like, come on, Sean, come on, Sean. And
And then it
then
comes down to who? It came down with
and then it
the
comes
two
down
people.
to, and then Papa, like, I was like, ugh. Like, I was like, no, this is just embarrassing if he wins and takes me out. But he won, and it was a little delayed because I have bad Wi-Fi, but I was hearing everything. And when I got it, I was like, oh my God. Like, oh. But I'm so happy that he won. Like, even if he took me out anyway, like, I'm still gonna be happy that Papa didn't get the satisfaction to do it himself. And it was so funny because I put a GIF in the chat and they were all twerking and shit. And I'm like, oh, they must have had a really good score. So I guess I'm going home because they're twerking and shit. Like they never entertain my shit unless they're like trying to defend themselves. But like when I put like certain things, they don't respond behind it. So they always twerking behind my little dream doll gift. And I was like, all these hoes think they're funny. They must have a good score. And then I was sitting there, I rewatched the YouTube video too. And looked at all their faces, and they were all laughing and happy and smiling, especially Autumn. That bitch smiling dumb hard. She was like, oh. She was smiling dumb hard and shit, like she knew Papa was gonna win. And I was like, this bitch is too happy on this like results shit right now. So I was expecting for him to win at some point. But when Sean shit came out, I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Would you be feeling right?
Bitches,
How would you be feeling right?
I wanted to be all kinds of petty in that main chat. And I was for like 2 seconds, and I deleted it off the main chat. I was like Papa's face when he lost the CPU card. And then I deleted it. But I'm sure he saw it before I deleted it. But the fucking
I saw
douchebag.
that. I didn't even know you deleted it, but I saw it.
I deleted it. Because I was like, I don't want people that want to work with me, like, get paranoid. Like, oh, this bitch is going to keep fucking with them. Because I don't know. Like, Sean told me.
When did you come to that realization?
When Sean told me he had a pregame alliance with Billy, and I was like, ill. Like, and I, when he said that, I was like, I was gone before I found out about Papa. Like, I put Billy on blast in the main chat, and fucking Sean was working with him the whole time, like, and Jackie. And I'm like, everyone that I thought was on my side is working with Billy, low key. And so I'm like, disgusted.
But now that Sean's won and the debugging is tomorrow, what do you need to do or not do to make sure that he does not send you home and debug you from this game?
I think I need to not say anything in the main chat, not talk to any fucking body, actually, for the rest of the night. And
if
maybe
you
I
do
need
survive,
to talk to Billy since he's working with his bitch ass. I don't trust Garrett. I don't trust Brandon. I don't trust the people that like, there's people that have my back, but they're also working with my ops. So it's like a
is that a
shitty.
bad thing?
It will at some point.
And when it comes to that point, what do you have to do to make sure that if a decision time comes, those people are choosing to work and go further with you and not the quote unquote ops? Yes.
I don't know that yet. I don't know. I have to like be a little messy, do what I do best. But it's gonna be way more strategic than what I mean. I had no choice. I feel like I had no choice but to act like this week. But that's normally not how I play my games. I normally don't play like that. I really don't. Like, I normally hold on to information and use it when the time's right. And I'm going back to my old ways here. I'm gonna have to go back to how I normally play. And I think that I had a target on my back way before the game started, since Billy was so connected to all these people. I know he told them to take me out as soon as possible, or I'm gonna win this game.
What if you survive this debugging? What level you want to see next that'll like best situate you in level 4?
I still want to do that racing one. I want to see everybody's fucking carts. I know I'm gonna be on the bottom of that fucking wheel for every like the good majority of the cast, but I want to see who's working with who, and that's gonna expose it. That's gonna expose everyone.
All right. Well, I'm good on questions. I think we went through the whole level so far. You got anything else you want to say that might inspire another question?
No. Mm-mm. No.
All right.
I'm gonna lay low.
All right, you are good for level 3. Your confessional is good. You will not get a self vote or any strikes or anything like that. And I'm excited to see how you maneuver through the game, Sharonica, if you do survive this debugging tomorrow. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. Good night.
Night, hon. Stop the recording.